Welcome all you brave hearts. Thank you for joining today. My name's Jeffrey. I am in the studio in Ixtapa, Mexico, and we have Dr. Daryl Wolf, who is coming to us live. You could see he's got the ocean behind him. Daryl, where are you today?
I'm in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and as you can tell, it's a really beautiful day here. And from here, we're going to be heading off to McKinney, Texas this Saturday. And then next Wednesday, we start a New World Practitioner course, Jeffrey.
That's awesome. You are traveling all over because you just came out of Canada. In fact, we have a certification starting tomorrow in St. Lazare, Quebec, just by the Ottawa border. And if I understand correctly, there's still 2 more spots available for anyone who wants to jump into that. That should be a really exciting one.
Well, it's only 1 more spot, and it starts tomorrow. So good luck with that. You're going to have to move pretty quick.
Well,
and Sage is actually teaching the course, Dr. Sage Wolf. And what I want everybody to understand is, you know, Sage flew into Canada last night. Did you know that, Jeffrey?
Yeah, well, now I know. Now I know he's been traveling all over the place too, doing the personal treatments and trainings. So that's really exciting. And you know, anyone, if you're not in the St. Lazare area and you know someone and you've been a part of these shows and you understand what this is all about, let them know, because as Daryl said, there's 1 spot still left.
Absolutely. So last night when Sage was coming through customs, okay, in Montreal, and you do know that out of all the provinces, Montreal is like a little bit like Nazi Germany. And when he was coming through, of course, you know what? He was nervous, right? And when he was coming through, they said, well, where's your COVID test? He said, well, I've got one. And they said, well, did you download the ArriveCan app so that we can track you? He said, no, you cannot track me. You don't have the right to do that. And they also said to, can you still see me?
Your camera went off for a moment.
Okay, all right, 1 second. I'm not even sure how to bring it back on here. Hold on.
That's fine. You know what? This is what happens. I'm in the studio, Daryl's in Puerto Rico, so we're just bringing it all together.
There we go.
Oh, perfect.
So anyways, like I was saying, you know, they said you got to download the ArriveCan, and he said, well, I won't do it. It's against my rights. And then they said, well, you've got to get a COVID test tomorrow, and you've got to go into a 2-week quarantine. What's your address? What's your phone number? He wouldn't give them their address. He wouldn't give them their phone. He wouldn't give them the phone number. So they told him that he's probably going to have to spend 6 months in jail if he doesn't do this. And I said to him when he called me, because they went to get their paperwork, I said, don't worry about it, honey. It's totally against the law. You won't even have to pay the ticket. Well, they didn't give him a ticket like they gave Lori and I, but they definitely put a good scare into him and said he's going to jail for 6 months. So anyways, everybody, I just want you to understand something. There is no authority over you on this planet. And this is a live health Q&A. And understand something. If you want to be healthy, then you better take your power back and you better say no. Learn to say no to everybody else that's trying to tell you how to live their life. And you better start saying yes to yourself and learning how to create the perfect day and how to honor, love, and respect yourself.
Absolutely. It's about being an individual. And if you start looking at duty and laws that aren't really laws as one and the same, then your ability to maintain your individuality starts to fade away. So kudos to Dr. Sage of getting through all that.
And also, I just want to say this, that if anybody has any questions, they can come on Zoom, okay? And they can ask their questions live today. Jeffrey's there. He'll be talking. I'll be listening. Or you can be on Facebook, or you can be on YouTube, and you can put your questions in. We'll answer anything that you give to us. Right, Jeffrey?
Absolutely. Maureen and Claire, who've said hello to both of us. Thank you for joining in. And yes, you can ask your questions on Facebook and YouTube and Rumble and everywhere that we're at, even on Zoom itself. You know, today we're here to take your questions on health and to show you a little bit about what's coming up. And I know, Daryl, you have a seminar coming up this weekend, actually 2 that are coming up on the 21st and on the 22nd. You want to share a little bit about what people can expect?
Yeah, 2 lectures, and they're free. and then we'll start the training, the New World Practitioner training on Wednesday. Okay, the first actual training, I mean, the first lecture I'm going to do, I'm not sure the time and the day. You'll have to talk about that, Jeffrey. But the first training that I'm doing is all about athletes and how athletes need to rethink physical fitness, rethink nutrition. Because I'm going to tell you something. Don't you think for 1 second that they haven't got their claws into everything. And I'm talking about corporations, how they got their claw into everything. They will corrupt medical health, they'll corrupt whatever they can get their hands on. I'm going to be talking about what real physical fitness is, how you reverse a physical injury and get back on the field properly, and what nutrition really works to help that. That'll be the first lecture.
Yeah, and that's taking place on August 21st at 1:30 p.m. till 4. And that's really, learn how to stay off the bench. And the fitness end of it is a big end that I've had a background in, and it's 100% true. Most people are operating with only a small portion of the information. Well, what if you can have the other bits of information so that you know exactly how to stay off the bench, so that you can reverse the irreversible? So that's on Sunday, August 21st from 1:30 p.m. till 4. And then on Monday, the 22nd, from 5 to 8, so this time in the evening, it is another seminar, Say No More, No More Drugs, Surgery, Implants, Canes, Walkers, or Wheelchairs. That is what Dr. Wolf's going to be talking about. And Daryl, if you want to come back on, you are on mute from your end, and your phone is actually sideways. So you could look at us sideways, or you could actually spin it.
Let me see what I can do.
Yeah, you are good now. We all got to do that with you.
Okay, how's that? Better?
That is much better. We see the ocean again, and you.
Beautiful. So the other thing I want to talk about here, if I can just take a sidestep, I think it's really important that people understand that we are creating a platform that's been following us. Am I still on okay?
You are. You're breaking up.
Me?
Yeah, we hear you breaking up a little bit, but go ahead. I'll pick up where you leave off.
Do you think I need to move back in and get a stronger internet?
Yeah, you might need to come back in, and while you're doing that, I'll just pick up where you were talking. Daryl was starting to share that we are in the process.
Yeah, do that.
Behind the scenes of creating an incredible platform, a platform where all the information, the inspiration, the insight, the innovation, the tools, the things that you're going to need to help you make every day a perfect day will be there. But we're taking it one step further. What you are starting to see in all kinds of platforms all over the place now is a concept called gamification. And that's really the ability for you to take different action steps, simple action steps, that will move you along on your journey of transformation, health, and self-love. There's a Japanese saying called Kaizen, and the whole aspect around that is taking small, incremental steps every day. Well, now when you take these small, incremental steps, they'll be measured. You can't really fully manage what you can't measure. And what we're creating is the ability for you to measure what you are doing on a day-to-day basis so that you can move yourself forward and really start to truly appreciate what self-love and self-healing is all about. Daryl, back over to you.
Yeah. So I'm going to take it a little further too. This platform we're doing, it does more things than we can even mention, and we don't even know all the things that it can do, do we, Jeffrey?
We're still learning.
Yes, we've got a staff of about 5 people that are loading up this new platform, but let me just take a little sidestep from the platform. So I told everyone that we were on our way. Well, we signed the papers, and now we can actually do a full-fledged doctorate program, and it is the highest recognized doctorate program in natural medicine in the world today. So I know we're going to get challenged on this by people, but understand something. What does doctor mean? Doctor means teacher. And what is a teacher? Somebody that teaches people how to have a better life. And understand this, don't get me wrong, but does that sound like the medical system? I don't think so. And the reality is then you can say, well, who deserves to be called a doctor? Well, to do our protocol and our program, you would be working with us for 3 to 4 years. If you already have like a nurse's degree, or you've got a Bachelor of Science, or you've got other things, it'll help to go towards that. But I want to tell everybody something. Not only have we had that approved, but we also have been approved to be able to get a doctorate in also in indigenous medicine. I hope everybody gets this, because of the things we do and how clean and how right to nature based our platforms are. We have been granted that as well. And understand, when you're granted, you're going to love this one. When you're granted a doctorate in indigenous medicine, you are actually protected, and that goes beyond the realm of what we would call government. They can't come and hurt you because you're outside the box. I need everyone to get this. We've been working on this for years. And the reality is we're not just going to create the most powerful platform in health to bring the whole world together. We are going to show that, guess what? You could have been a mother at home, and you've always wanted to be a practitioner. Or, you know what? You just want your family to be well. You want to come and take our New World Practitioner course. And if you don't want to do that, and you can't afford that, or that's not what you want to do, you can jump into our library. Guys, we have the biggest self-help, self-love library in the world. You go through my library and then come and challenge us and tell us that we haven't given you the most logic that anybody's ever given, and also the massive take action tools. Remember something, until you're selfish enough to create a perfect day for yourself, okay, you are going to what? You're going to be ruled, schooled, and fooled by everybody else out there that thinks they know what they're doing. You know, a lot of people have really great intentions, but do you know how that falls so short? I mean, come on. Every medical doctor wanted to become a doctor to help people. How's that working out? And I'm not saying they don't help, but I'm just trying to tell you how many natural health practitioners and doctors are there that still don't have powerful tools. Understand, I want everyone to get this, and then I hope there is some questions coming in. And this is this. This is Planet Earth, a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure, but only if you understand the rules. And you've got to understand, they have their dirty paws into everything. You know what? I just did a one-a-day today, and it was called diabesity. Now, I hope everybody knows this. By 2030, 80% of the population will be diabetic or pre-diabetic, right on the edge of a cliff. I hope everybody understands that 82 to 86% of the population is overweight, that 40 to 45% of the population is obese. So you have to understand something. No, the majority does not know how to eat, does not know how to drink, does not know how to think. If everybody's thinking the same, then who's thinking? Jeffrey?
You know, I had an interesting conversation yesterday with a personal trainer in Florida, someone who's taking the Wolf Non-Surgical and Whole Life Coach. And she was sharing with me that the short conversation that she had with you, Daryl, opened up her mind to realize that she is missing key components of her education. She's missing components that will be able to help her clients in a way beyond, because in most cases, what she was explaining is a lot of trainers, if their clients have an injury or there's something wrong, they work around it. They ignore it and they, overcompensate in other areas, which might be fine today, tomorrow, next week, but what kind of scar tissue buildup, what kind of calcification, crystallization is happening in the body day after day, year after year, decade after decade? The information that's being shared here is important because a lot of people think, well, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to take charge of my health. And they go to the gym on false pretenses and don't have access to all the information. Well, that's what we're all excited about, being able to share that and have as many people know this information, to teach it, like you were just saying, to get on a pathway to get a doctorate, to be able to teach that's phenomenal. So, I thought to share that because a lot of people have just different aspects of what they think health and wellness is, and it's so far from what reality truly is.
So, I've been talking to a lot of trainers because when we're going to Florida, everyone, to Bonita Springs. I'll be doing 3 lectures on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. The 6th, I'm going to take off. The 7th of November, that starts a New World Practitioner course. And I've probably talked to a dozen trainers already that are thinking about coming and taking our New World Practitioner course. Because here's my deal. Whether you're a trainer, whether you're a mother or a father, oh, my neck, oh, my back, oh, I rolled over in bed and I feel like my back's going to go out of place. Oh, I have a spasm in my tummy. Okay. Oh, my hip is locked up. Okay. So I have a headache. What if you knew how to go in and 5 to 10 minutes later, you reversed it? I need everyone to get this. Do you know why we are so crippled? You have no idea how this just boils my blood, because once you come and you take our New World Practitioner course and you find out that even the nutritionalists out there, even a lot of the natural health people don't have it right, and they don't. And you know what? I can be challenged on this anytime you want. And there is no, you tell me a body work that you could go in and say, my back feels like it's going to go out, and understand something. Or I've got a Charlie horse, or my ankle's locked up, or my knee, I have pain in it. Did you know that in 5 to 10 minutes, we will get rid of that? And understand this, right from mom and dad to a trainer to somebody who's always wanted to be a practitioner. And the one that I love the most, Jeffrey, is what's my background need to be? What schooling do I need? And I'm going to tell you something, and this is where some of my colleagues are not going to like me. Everybody has genius. Everybody was meant to be their own practitioner and the practitioner for their family. And understand, we've written 2 manuals. Jeffrey, you might want to show those, the Wolf Non-Surgical and also the Perfect Day Guide, and just show people the depth and the professionalism. But understand something. I wrote these manuals, and these manuals, an 8-year-old can read and understand. And if an 8-year-old cannot understand something that somebody's saying, then it's BS. It's BS. So when your doctor's talking to you and he's trying to impress upon you that he knows big words that he probably doesn't even understand, okay, and arthritis, fibromyalgia, every new disease is a name you can't pronounce or it's Greek. Why in the heck would we give diseases Greek names? Why would we give drugs names that have nothing to do with what they are? And because you know why? Because when you're dealing with bull crap, okay, you need to make the other person feel like they're dumb so they don't ask you any questions. How many people go to their doctor and leave and don't understand that, guess what? It was just infection, first on a mental level because of your belief systems, and then on a physical level that created the inflammation that caused the scar tissue formation, the displaced calcium, and the mutations in you. And guess what? At the whole time, you had the God-given power to reverse all of this. You know, there should not be.
Daryl, we lost your video and your sound there for a moment, or we lost you completely. So we did lose Daryl completely there for just a moment until he comes up. I see there's a question from In the Year of the Horse. That's a cool username. I heard you say not to drink water out of plastic bottles. What's a safe container to store my structured water in to take to work? If you can get a bottle that is a stainless steel bottle, even better if it has glass, that would be great. And when Daryl comes back, I'll see if he has anything to add to that. But that's much better than having a plastic bottle. Just before Daryl logged off, he was talking about this Perfect Day Guide. This is over 350 pages. I'm trying to hold this up so you can see. There is everything in here. What's really interesting, you can let Daryl in, what's really interesting is the fact of what most people don't understand, even personal trainers don't understand this, is the food combining. So when you go through this Perfect Day manual, there is everything that you need to create a perfect day every day. And that's the details that are in here. Daryl, I see you're back. You're still on mute, but we have your image. So if you want to unmute, you can take over. I was just answering a question, and maybe you may have some additional insight to share. In the year of the horse, yep, that's the username, ask this question. I heard you say not to drink water out of plastic bottles. What is a safe container to store my structured water in to take to work? We were just talking about stainless steel and glass, but do you want to add to that?
Well, you know what? If you structure your water, you can actually drink out of a plastic bottle. But the reality is that we know that the frequency is lower in plastic. I want everybody to understand something, and this is a God-given miracle, okay? And that's this. Lori, can you shut the door, please? Out here on the porch. Thank you. So, a God-given miracle is called structuring, okay? And people don't even know this. And understand something. The bottle industry doesn't want you to know it. The carbon filter industry doesn't want you to know it. The ozone industry doesn't want you to own it. The reverse osmosis, the distiller industry, should I keep going? They don't want you to understand about structured water. Structured water is rainwater. It's water from a waterfalls, fast-moving river, or from a dock of detox structure unit, which never wears out, never breaks down. And you can pour any water or any juice or any liquid through it. And understand, when you structure water, okay, when you structure water, you're not getting rid of the physical contaminants, but you're changing the frequency. And now you're not going to believe this, but it's not toxic to the body. It's called fourth phase water. It's an actual science. Why is it that right now, all the chemtrails, okay, all the aluminum and all the plastic that is actually in the rain, and also all the acid rain that's coming down, why isn't it bothering the trees, the birds, the bees, me and you, the microorganisms in the soil? I'll tell you.
We lost you there. We really want to hear. Yeah, you're back.
Okay. And maybe somebody can tell Sharon that she should not be calling me when I'm doing a show. Okay. Thank you. And that's Sharon, who works, she's one of our practitioners. So now I need you to understand this. When you structure water, okay, whether it's rainwater, okay, fast moving rivers or waterfalls, what happens is the water droplet, which is 2,500 to 3,000 sheets, make up a water drop. When it gets structured, it actually, when you drink it in and it comes to the aquaporin, which is a channel that's in every cell to allow the water to go in, it is like a choo-choo train, and it goes in so fast. And that's why the hydration from structured water is 1,000% better. You can tell me that you have a Kangen unit, and I'm going to tell you that's great. You can tell me that you have an ozone, and you ozone your water, and I'm going to tell you that's great. But if you don't structure it, it's not amazing. It's not going to be amazing. And if you drink distilled water, okay, just remember, it doesn't hydrate at the cell level. So, you know, I love people that say, well, I'm going to go on a fast, a water fast. I'm going to drink distilled water or reverse osmosis. And do you know what happens? They stay dehydrated on a cellular level. So that means that, you know, that's where all the game, that's where everything can happen if it's done right. And structured water, remember, it hydrates at 1,000% better. So what do you think it does when it carries in your nutrients? What do you think it does when it takes out your toxins and waste? So now, first of all, what I would do is I would actually put my water into maybe colored glass, maybe blue, okay? Or you can take a look at other colors, because all different colors give off different frequencies, and the frequency that maybe you're attracted to would be that color of glass. So why don't you do a little bit of research, but put the water in glass, and then if you have a container, why don't you just put on there and write or stick on there, I am love, I am healed, I am Braveheart. Okay, so bring up the vibration, everything. You know that when you talk, you bring the vibration up. When you walk, the way you walk, you bring the vibration up. What you eat, what you drink, what you think, the way you hold your body, the way you, the smile on your face, it all matters. Now, I already told you that if I were to buy bottled water, which guess what? Now you're going to go, he's a crackpot. Well, understand something. All bottled water industry does is take tap water, run it through a cheap filter, and they put it into a plastic bottle. And then when you drink that plastic water, okay, because it is plastic water, When you drink that, if you can taste the plastic, you just took a gulp of carcinogens. That's what you did. I love when I go to Costco and I see these fathers and they've got the 30 pack, okay, of those flexible plastic bottles that are the worst, because if the plastic was harder, it wouldn't be giving off these ions of plastic. But when it's flexible plastic, it is just sucking it right up into the water. Now, could you buy water in a plastic bottle? Sure. If you structure it, you will protect yourself, but it's not going to have a high vibration. You're protected, but it's all about vibration. Everything is about frequency. So if you put your water in a stainless steel container, or you put it in a glass container, and also when you go to drink the water, you want to do something? You ready for this? This is why I've never needed blood from anyone, but just think if you were getting blood from someone that had a really negative personality. Well, just think of the frequencies that are in there. Did you know that we will drink, so water goes from the tap to the toilet 17 times. 17 times. Now, if I'm right, and the water goes 17 times before it goes back up into the atmosphere to be structured, then guess what? Even though you filtered it, even though you put in chemicals into it, you got all the frequencies of people that drank it. You've got all the frequencies of the drugs that have been dumped into it. Even though the physical part is out, the actual frequencies from the drugs, from the people that drank it, and everything else is still in there. So understand, frequency, is more important, than what you can see. So the invisible is more important than the physical. So yeah, you can get plastic bottled water, but you better structure it, and then it may not taste that good and the vibration may be low, but you'll be protected. So what if you were to get spring water, spring water coming up from a spring, you'd still want to structure it. But if you got fresh mountain water coming down, it's already structured because it's banging into the rocks and it's twisting and it's turning, and that's how you structure water. So that's my little thing on structured water.
That's awesome, Daryl. Petra is asking how many hours does the water remain structured?
I can tell you right now that we've structured water and we do testing every year, and we've got water that's 9 years old and it's still structured, hasn't lost it at all. Where water will lose its structure is if you put it in the sunlight, it'll break it down. That's just like this morning I did a TikTok one a day, just a short one, and I had my structured water unit, which is, I don't see it here, but I had a structured water unit. So can you grab it, Jeffrey, please? If I'm talking about it, please, can you get them to give it to you? So anyways, you'll find one there.
Yep.
Ask them to get it. So I took my structured water unit, and you know what I did? I went and put it on the jet that was coming out of where the pool was. And if I hold it for 1 minute, you ready for this? You just structured your whole pool. And that means that you can swim underwater. The chlorine won't burn your eyes or burn your skin. Now that water, if it was hot all day and the sun was shining, about 10 inches of it, the top surface would be destructured. So if you have a pool, you just have to do that every time before you go in, or when you go in, or you just play Mr. Motorboat for a little while. And what about this one? You didn't know this, but
Yeah, you're back.
you might not know this. Well, these are all phone calls. I don't know how to stop WhatsApp from calling me all the time. Anyways, so if you drink wine, I love this one. Isn't this the greatest one? You can actually program the majority of the population with any BS you want. And that stands for belief system.
Yeah, you're back.
So you can program the majority of the population with any belief system that you want. And here's one. A glass of wine a day is really healthy. Well, how many people know that in non-organic wine, you have 147 to 150 chemicals, and most of those are cancer causing? How cool is that? Yeah, but it relaxes me. Well, you might want to try to breathe and smile and stay in the present moment. And you might want to try to do some pelvic stretches and things of that nature to loosen up. But if you're going to drink, if you take, non-organic wine and you pour it through, then you're going to protect yourself. Did you know that? So if you can't help yourself and you got to drink every day, and maybe you're even an alcoholic, you know, you might as well just destroy yourself a little slower. Okay. And the reality is that when you structure the wine, and when you pour it through, it'll smooth it out a little bit, but you could just structure like 1 ounce and then pour it into a whole quart. Now, here's the deal. You ready for this? If you structure that quart of wine, you're going to be protected from the chemicals in that wine or whatever drink that you're drinking, whatever you want to drink. Okay. And guess what? You're also going to catch a buzz a lot faster and not have a hangover the next morning. So guess what? You don't believe me? Go ahead, structure it. Drink a quart of wine that usually blows your head off, and then see if you have a hangover the next morning. It wouldn't hurt to drink some structured water before bed too. But the reality is that's how you protect yourself. Now, this is getting right back to structuring. And just think about this. What if that which created the whole universe did not create structuring for us? That means that all the water that's coming down right now would be poisoning everything. The plants, the birds, the trees, and every human being down here. But because the water's coming down structured, it's saving our butt. But how many people know this? That in a lot of areas, especially like take Kelowna, British Columbia, where the chemtrails are like every day. You look up at 9 a.m, beautiful sunny skies, and then by 2 o'clock, it's just one big massive chemtrail cloud. How many people know that those are microparticles of plastic and aluminum? How many people know that in the areas of United States and Canada where they have been chemtrailing, okay, so now the water's coming down with this, it's in the water, goes into the soil, that the aluminum that's safe for the body is 50 times greater in the soil and in the plants, even the organic plants of where they're chemtrailing. Oh, one last thing. How many people know? I've been in Puerto Rico, haven't seen one chemtrail here, so I guess they don't come to the islands that much. I don't know. But I've been in Mexico for 10 months now, and I've never seen a chemtrail. So understand something, everyone. You need to wake up. You need to wake up and understand this, that the majority of the population are poisoning themselves with their drinking, their thinking, their eating, and what they're not doing and what they are doing. Go ahead, Jeffrey.
That's awesome, Daryl. One last question on the structured side. Maureen wants to know, what about the lake? What's lake water like? Is that structured?
Well, it would only be, it could be structured if there was a fast-moving river coming into it. And remember something, every time it rains, it helps to structure whatever the water it's hitting. But lakes aren't that structured. No, they're not structured. They're not structured. Okay. But you could structure the area around you, and by just going like this and structuring the water. I mean, you know, you could structure a bucket of water, throw it into an Olympic pool, and it would structure the whole pool. And it's all about frequency. And a lot of people can't believe that concept. But understand something. How about this concept? You can't believe that? Well, you can't believe this either. Okay. How many people are actually eating and realizing that food matters? Hardly anybody. Hardly anybody. Guys, let me tell you something. I've been traveling, and so far, this is my third country in the last 3 weeks, okay, that I've gone into, and I've been eating out, and I'll tell you, when I eat out, I eat right, okay? And everywhere I go, nobody's eating right. Nobody's eating right. Everybody's overeating, and Lori and I, we split our meals now, and it's not because we're cheap, it's because guess what? You don't want to overburden your body. You all eat too much. Everybody eats too much. And did you ever see somebody and they're always snacking? Well, that person's just about ready to go psycho or crazy. Okay. So the reality is anxiety is going to cause most people to eat themselves to death within the next 2 years here. All right. So people better learn how to find their calm, how to find their breath, how to find their peace. But structure water, structure everything. If you look at it, if you've got somebody in the house that says, I love cow's milk, I'm going to keep drinking it. Okay. And understand, cow's milk, everyone, is 20 times larger than molecule size than mother's milk. And so we can't digest it. And 7 to 10 days after we actually stop being breastfed, we lose the enzyme to digest milk. And then the other thing is the casein in it is a poison for human beings. We can't break it down. And that's where a lot of juvenile diabetes comes from. And dairy is probably one of the most inflammatory foods. If you really want to get an autoimmune disease all the way up to cancer, then you're doing a great job. So if I was a mother or a father and my kids just couldn't give up the milk, or my husband couldn't, or my wife couldn't, then I would definitely structure the milk. Okay, because now you're going to bring the pH more alkaline, not so acidic, and it's going to be more digestible, and it's not going to be so hard on them, especially because if it's not organic milk, then it's full of antibiotics and a lot of other chemicals.
Well, you know what? I'm sure going to be talking about some of these things when you're in McKinney, Texas, doing the lectures, and then the following week is the New World Practitioner starting on August 25th to September 15th, right? That's broken down, Daryl, into the Whole Life Coach on the 25th of August to September 2nd, and then goes right into the Wolf Non-Surgical on September 4th to September 15th. Daryl, McKinney is just outside of Dallas, right?
Yeah, it's about 20 minutes outside of Dallas. And we're going to be at the Adriatic Studios, which is where they hold parties and get-togethers for weddings. And it's absolutely a beautiful spot. There's a real beautiful lake all around us, and there's lots of places to eat, and people will be staying about 10 minutes away. It's a really beautiful spot, and we were lucky to get it.
Yeah. Well, right from there, anyone who wants to come out to that event or knows someone who can come out to McKinney, Texas, after there, you're coming right back here to Mexico, right? You'll be here back in studio.
Yeah, we'll be in Mexico, and we'll be doing a New World Practitioner course there. I think it's on September the 10th.
Yep, starts.
And it starts on September the 10th, right?
Yep, September 10th until October 2nd, and that's both. The Whole Life Coach starts on the 10th and goes until September 18th, and the Wolf Non-Surgical starts on the 21st until October the 2nd.
Yeah, and as soon as the as soon as the Whole Life Coach is done, I'll be there for a few days for the start of the non-surgical, and then I fly out of there to Barrie, Ontario, where I will be doing 2 back-to-back courses, New World Practitioner courses, with my team. We have a large group coming there for both of those classes.
Yeah, before they actually start, you also are doing some lectures as well, right? You have a lecture,
Yeah.
You have 2 that are taking place. One on Thursday, September 22nd at 5:30, and that's Heal Yourself, the Truth About You, and Even the Flu. And then on Sunday, October 2nd at 3 to 6, you're doing another one, Say No More to Drugs, Surgery, Implants, Canes, Walkers, or Wheelchairs. But you were just talking about the course coming up on September 24th. That is completely sold out, and everyone out there, when that went up online, that was gone pretty quickly, and that's why you're doing a back-to-back. So when that finishes, then it's starting again on October the 5th till October 27th in Barrie, Ontario. The Whole Life is on October 5th until the 13th, and the Wolf Non-Surgical the 16th to the 27th. Anything you want to share about?
And then once we're done there, we come back to Ixtapa and we do a course there.
Yeah, it's Ixtapa, Barrie, back to Ixtapa, which is the last one out here, this part of the world, October 24th till November 15th. Broken down again, the Whole Life is the 24th of October till November 1st, and the Wolf Non-Surgical starts on November 4th to the 15th. And then from there, more have been added, isn't there? Before we go on, Maureen is asking, is there still space left in Barrie? Yes, for the second course.
For the second course, there is.
Yeah, that's October 5th until October 27th. So if you want to call Maureen, 250-801-5893 or 855-900-4544, extension 5, you can get all the details and get yourself signed up.
But Jeffrey, she needs to call. If you call WhatsApp, it's 250-801-5893, but it's got to be on WhatsApp.
Yeah, that's on WhatsApp.
Yeah. Okay, so you can call from that anywhere around the world, and if you want to call, and you'll be talking directly to me. So just feel very comfortable look at anybody that calls me, just feel very comfortable. Okay. All right. And just know this, a lot of people go, Dr. Wolf, I know you're busy, and please don't rush when you get on the phone. Just take a deep breath, relax, and know that I'm not going to rush you. We're going to have a chat. We're going to go through things. You know what? If I'm going to be busy, why not be busy with you? And you know what? Let's stop rushing. Did you ever notice that? It's like, I remember when I was younger, it'd be, kids, get in the car. Where are you going, Dad? Where are we going? I don't know. Just get in the car. So the reality is let's all just slow down and let's just give each other time, give ourselves time to breathe, and just know that when you called, you'll be honored. You'll be honored, and I will honor you, and because I'm here to serve you. We're here to serve each other. I hope you know that. We are all spirit beings, and everything that I do affects the world, and the world affects me, but it's not going to infect me. Right, Jeffrey?
Absolutely. And Maureen, I'll share that number again on WhatsApp worldwide, 250-801-5893. Or you can call directly to 855-900-4544 extension 5, and you can talk directly to Dr. Wolf. Before we just go to the next slide, two things popped up. One, Desmond wanted to know if there's still spaces available for the November in Ixtapa. Yes, there are. Again, call those same numbers that we said. We'll leave that up on the screen for a moment. But Daryl, someone asked a question. Elantra wanted to know your opinion on keto diets.
On what?
On keto. Doing a keto diet.
Keto diets.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think that a keto diet is great if it's a whole plant-based keto diet. I'm not telling you that I never partake in animal protein, but go ahead, have a keto diet, animal protein diet, and find out what happens, how it backlashes you. Yeah, Jeffrey, do you remember Dr. Atkins and his heavy protein diet?
I do.
Well, that's a keto diet.
Yeah.
It's just Dr. Atkins' diet made into a keto diet. And yes, you're going to lose weight, everyone. Okay, you're going to start to feel better. But guess what's going to happen if you just pound yourself with those dead animals? How many dead animals does it take, okay, to bring somebody back to life? I'm still asking that question. Nobody can answer it. So the reality is that we know that animal products have zero vibration. I'm not saying they don't have any nutrients. I'm not trying to down it. It's just watch out on how much you do. If you did a keto diet and it was based on whole plants, what we talk about, whether it's lentils, whether it's beans, whether it's sprouts, whether it's avocado, whether it's sprouted seeds, sprouted nuts. Okay, first of all, you're going to become a lean, keen, sexy machine, and you're going to have lots of energy. Wouldn't it be great to have lots of energy? Go ahead and do the keto diet, and then find out that, well, you know what? Yeah, you've lost weight. You've gotten rid of a lot of fat, but now you've got trapped protein particles all through your body, and now you're starting to get arthritis. You're stiff as a board from the inflammation, and now you're absorbing all these protein particles in that leaky gut of yours. Okay, so there's the problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Just while Daryl logged off there for a moment, I see a phone call came in. Thank you so much, Mindy, for getting back to Maureen. Maureen, I see you got the information, so that's perfect. Dr. Daryl will be back in just a moment, and until he does, let me show you what is coming up, because this was just finalized over the last day or so. And after Daryl will be here in Ixtapa with the team, then the team is heading to Bonita Springs in Florida. Yep, that will be the last one for the year, November 7th to November 28th. That's at a beautiful gym location. Really excited about this one as we start to really share the information with the fitness world and expand their knowledge of wellness. So the Whole Life Coach starts on November 7th to the November 15th. Then the Wolf Non-Surgical, the 17th of November until November 28th. Daryl, I see you're back. You're just on mute. And as you unmute yourself, we had another question that came in from Slavica. She's really excited. They just got their order of C60, and we'd like to hear from you the best way for them to take it.
Absolutely. And before I do that, I just want to say this. And you know what? Every time I come up with something new, I get myself in trouble. Somebody said that should be my second name. Okay. And guess what? You know what? We're going to continually keep stirring things up, guys. Are you happy the way things are going? Do you like the new normal? Okay. I don't like the new normal. I don't like the old normal. I don't want to be normal, and I'm not normal. And the reality is this is almost every trainer, physical trainer, when you were talking about physical fitness, Jeffrey, almost every physical trainer out there is dangerous. And I can prove it. I can prove it. They're not dangerous because of the type of person they are. They're dangerous because of the type of training they are. And they were taught that this is as good as it gets. And I'm going to say it again. How would you like to be a trainer? And all of a sudden, who you're training says, oh my gosh, I feel a pull, whether in any joint of the body or in any muscle. And you can turn that around in 3 to 5 minutes. And I will guarantee that you can do it. And you can do it with our Wolf non-surgical. Understand something, everybody. I am training another 90 to 110 practitioners before Christmas. Okay? We are only getting started. We have master trainers that are in training right now that are going to start training courses around the world without us because they're as good as us. And we're looking for master practitioners to become master trainers, to become doctors of natural medicine. Let me tell you something. This is my passion. This is my purpose. This is my life, and nothing is going to stop me. Okay? We are going to prove to the world that our intentions are only pure and that we want to empower everybody in the world. And I know that's a big statement, but just give me another 6 months and I'll prove it. And understand something, when you start to rise, you will have people that will despise you. You ignore them. You ignore them and you focus only on your passion, only on your purpose, because that is why you're here. You're here to gift the world with your authentic self. Yeah. All right. What was the question, Jeffrey?
We have 2 questions. The first one is, what is the best way to use C60?
The best way to use C60, well, first of all, I want every woman out there to go take a look at vaginal infusions in my Perfect Day Guide. Also, can you do me a favor, Jeffrey, if I forget? Can you remind Nat to do a nice little advertisement and show exactly how to do a vaginal infusion, everything that goes into it, and then have the page number on where it tells you exactly how to do it, and also the ultimate coffee enema. We need to start putting those up on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. Okay? Now, you can use C60 actually in a vaginal infusion. You can use C60 externally. Let's say if you had eczema and psoriasis, you would take the MCT C60 is the best for skin problems. It also, in the MCT C60, it's got 1/10 more, it's got 1/10 more C60 in it than the hemp oil C60. Okay, so it's got a little bit more, but the hemp oil has endocannabinoids in it, not CBD, but endocannabinoids. Okay, so the hemp oil C60 is really good to start taking around supper time and later, okay, because it'll really help you with your sleep. And then the MCT coconut oil C60 is the best one for the skin and internally. And when you take it internally, you take 1 teaspoon, put it under your tongue, and you hold it until it breaks down and becomes water. That's why we will have people that are in critical care, and they will actually do an advanced water fast, and we'll put them on 6 different nutraceuticals, and we'll kick in number 7 if they're in critical care, and that's the C60. Have them do a teaspoon, and if you really want to change your brain, change your eyes, and really heal your body, don't do less than 3 teaspoons a day. I do 4, and people that are in critical care should do 6. Wait till you see the difference. Remember something, C60 vibrates higher than any other known healing molecule on the planet. And does anybody know when it comes to the big C thing, okay, that C60 is now being touted to actually help to bring down the spike protein, and also against the B, also against the C. So understand that, do your homework, do some third-party research, and you'll find out that C60 is the ultimate product for helping to restore the body. Look at, I used to wear prescription glasses, and I will tell you, between my, I don't have them here. I was in too much of a hurry. 1 second. Give me a sec. Here they are. I wear these all day long as my sunglasses. And guess what's in here? What's in these lenses? This was developed by Tesla. C60, the actual frequency is built in the lenses. If you don't believe me, you could go to my Braveheart Nation Telegram and you can see how people are coming on there talking about how they just did C60 and they wore the Tesla glasses and how they don't wear glasses anymore, or they started getting a little bit of headaches and they went to find out they had to make the strength less because their eyes were getting better. I used to wear glasses. I don't wear glasses. I can read small print. I can see afar. I can see close up in small print. So understand something. That's because your brain is healing. Understand, everyone, blue light from this phone, from the lights, from the computers, from the TVs, from everything is poison to the body. It's 12 noon light. And when you have that all day, okay, it will actually fry your brain out. Everybody thinks that it's 5G that's going to bring the world down. It's going to be blue light. How many people know that 10,000 teenagers are being diagnosed every day with cataracts? Oh, yeah. Welcome to the new normal. Jeffrey?
Well, thanks for answering that. There's a few questions that came up here, so we'll just address them. First off, Cassia is asking, how can she finalize everything for Barry? Cassia, call on WhatsApp to 250-801-5893 or by phone.
Yeah, if she does that, hold on. No, she should call 250. What's your number, Lori? 250-870-6855. And that's how you can finalize things with Lori. Because I'm here to talk to you about, is it right for you? Is it right for you to take? Is this what you really want? Okay. Or could there be something better? You know what I mean? And when it comes to locking it down because you made a decision, call Lori.
Okay, that's perfect.
That's 250-870-6855.
That's perfect. And we'll get it up there into the chat too.
That's on WhatsApp, though. That's on WhatsApp.
On WhatsApp.
Okay.
That's perfect. Another question that came up is, do you need to take a certain course to qualify to be able to take any of these certifications? And the answer is no.
Okay.
But go ahead, Daryl.
I want you to understand something, that the majority of the population will never be able to take our courses because you just don't have what it takes, okay? And that's just the way it is. I'm kidding, okay? This is what society's been saying forever. If you want to become a naturopathic doctor, which is not even a naturopathic doctor, you got to do all these different things. Why is it that it's the men's club or the boys club or the genius club? We're all geniuses. Let me tell you something. Anybody can take our course. Do you have passion? Do you have purpose? That's all you got to have. Let me tell you something. The whole thing is BS. You take a look at any place where you got to jump through hoops and hurdles to become a natural health practitioner or a trainer or even a natural health doctor, and you got to jump through all these hoops. I can tell you right now, the government has their claws into that. Corporations have their claws into that, and they're not going to be wanting to do anything natural. They're going to try to get in the back door, just like naturopaths now can write prescriptions. Isn't that cool? Oh yeah, they're no longer naturopaths, are they? So understand something. I said earlier, it doesn't matter whether you're a mother, whether you just got out of high school, whether you're a grandfather, okay, whether you're a construction worker, whether you're an accountant, whether you're a brain surgeon. Let me tell you something. Everybody's welcome to become an authentic healer. And you got to heal yourself first. And then you show others how to heal themselves. We don't heal people. We show people how to heal themselves. That's what a true doctor does. No doctor heals you. And understand something. Doctor means teacher. Do you think you could teach somebody something? Do you think, and what if you had really powerful tools? Could you do it? Let me tell you something. I do it every day. And once you become your authentic self, you'll walk in confidence. You won't mind standing out, because if you want to become outstanding, you're going to have to stand out. You're going to have to break away from the herd. You're actually going to have to be cocky enough to actually believe in yourself. And before anyone else believes in you, you're going to have to get to the point that you don't take anything personal. You just don't need anybody's approval because you know, okay, what you want in your life. And when you know what you want in your life, and if you decide that it's this, just know that we'll do everything to help you there. And Jeffrey, you'll be on tomorrow night, right?
I will. 5
And
p.m.
tomorrow
Central.
night, everybody, if you want to come on, he's going to be talking about. I'm going to try to come on too, Jeffrey, if I can. If I can get over my meetings here in Puerto Rico, I'll be on with you. But Jeffrey's going to be talking about all our treatment and trainings. He's going to be talking about all our online Zoominar courses that you can take. And he's going to be talking about the New World Practitioner courses. And you can come and challenge us all you want. But guess what? I want to say something right now. You better get used to it. There's a new kid in town, okay? And it's called, we're going to help you find your authentic self. And we're going to help you find the life that they said that you could have, but no, you can't. But yes, you can. But you're going to have to want it. You're going to have to take massive personal action and say that it's mine. And you're going to have to mind your own business. And you're not going to ask your family what they think of it, your friends, or the world, because everybody's been programmed, okay, to be sick. Come on, take a look at it. Why don't you go take a walk down the street? Go into a grocery store. Go to a mall. Why don't you go to the next time you have a family get together? Take a look at how many people and ask questions. Hey, are you on any drugs or medication? Do you have an autoimmune disease? Some of them will say, well, what does that even mean? But the reality is that's where the body's attacking itself because you've been trained to attack yourself since you could walk and talk. And that's why first we are not at ease up here, and then we have a disease down here.
A couple questions. I saw Stephen was asking, where do you get the Tesla glasses? Go to docofdetox.com and you can click on store and you can find everything there. There's a lot of comments, that I see scrolling through of people who have the Tesla glasses, who have had great experiences with them. A question that came up, what you were talking about of whether someone needs to be certified. You could take these certifications in 2 different pathways. One, it could be so that you can launch a new career for yourself, so that you can actually help others. But you could also take these courses as your own personal self-development intensive, because the person that you are at the beginning will be a completely different person at the end. And now you're going to have the knowledge and the skills to be able to help others around you. Daryl, did you have anything else that you wanted to add, or should we talk a little bit?
Well, I think that we should also read the warning at the bottom of these courses, especially mine. And that is that this emotional intelligence whole life coach course is nothing like you've ever taken before. So you can tell me that you've taken a whole life coach course, and I'll tell you that you probably haven't. Not like this. And I'm not trying to discredit it. I'm just trying to say it's different. Mine, we go deep into the person, because if you can't get emotional intelligence, if you can't totally unconditionally learn how to love and care for yourself, how can you give that to anybody else? So understand something. I will lovingly hold the line for that 9-day course, and you're going to find out something. The one thing I'm going to do is, and the only thing I need to do on an emotional level, is to get rid of those invisible bars that bind you. Because understand something, you've been taught to judge yourself to the point that you are guilty, and you don't even know the invisible prison that you've already created for yourself. But I'm going to help show you how we're going to dismantle the invisible to help to heal your physical. And understand something, go ahead and do your homework on our nutritionals. They're nutraceuticals. We have the highest vibration of nutraceuticals on this planet. And I want everybody to challenge me on that, because
Yeah, we lost Daryl there. I'll just pick up on what he was saying. When you're looking at who we are and we're vibrational beings, everything that you put in your mouth, all the food you eat, the water you take, the other drinks you take in, and the thoughts that you're thinking and are exposed to are all vibrations. So after that nutrition does its thing in the body and it leaves the body, you're left with just a vibration. So remember that. What do you eat? What are you drinking? What nutraceuticals are you putting in? And just as important, what is being put up here, What are you listening to? What are you reading? What are you watching? And who are the people that you're hanging around with? Back over to you, Daryl.
Yeah, and if you want your world to change, understand something. You're not going to change if you don't challenge the beliefs that you already have, because they're not your beliefs. Everybody needs to get this. You know what? You have this thing called a brain, and from 0 to 7, it's just a big sponge. No matter what went down, you took it in as the oath, as truth, as the gospel. And guess what? 70 to 90% of it, you can just put it right in the garbage can. God love your parents and the people that were training you and teaching you, but just they're full of BS. And understand something, I'm full of BS until I want to go in and clear that out. And understand, if it's not based on unconditional self-love and self-care for yourself, and if it's not totally respecting and honoring yourself, then you've got to get rid of it. And that's the whole purpose of all our courses. And the other thing is the Wolf Non-Surgical. Okay, first of all, you can't get rid of scar tissue with your hands. You can't get rid of scar tissue with an acupuncture needle. I've got a doctorate in acupuncture. I don't even use it. You can't get rid of scar tissue. When you do an adjustment on somebody, you can massage them till the cow comes home if you want, but it's not going to happen. You've got to pull those fibers apart and allow blood flow, allow the energy flow to come back in, and it'll instantly turn into connective tissue. Understand, that's the whole crux of this. Take a look at everybody in your family. The sicker they are, the stiffer they are. The stiffer they are, the more inflammation they have. Oh, and the more pain they have. And then the people that are really in big trouble, they've been running away from pain all their life because they've been taught to make pain what? The enemy. Go ahead, make pain the enemy and see what happens. Okay? And then, I don't know, we have somebody on here eating a bag of Ruffles. I guess France is eating Ruffles chips. I guess I made him nervous. Look, listen to me. We have such addictive behavior. I hope you know, everybody, that I gave up my last addiction. Okay, and that's and then all it was bulletproof coffee, organic bulletproof coffee with C60 and black diamond in it. Okay, and I have given that up, and I'll tell you why I gave that up. Because I need to function from pure energy. The coffee, even though it was organic and it was the healthiest I could have, it was still stimulating.
Daryl, we lost your sound. Okay. We just
on Zoom, and he was eating his Ruffles chips, and he wanted to try to disrupt the show. Now, if I can tell everybody something, this is really important lesson. Do not let anybody get under your skin. I'm going to tell you something. I have never seen a time in my life where people are so agitated and so frustrated. Okay? And if you are agitated and frustrated and you don't know how to calm down your anxiety, guess what? Hurt people hurt people. Frustrated people are going to frustrate people. So allow the world to get frustrated. In the next 2 years here, because of what's going to go down, there's going to be a lot of people eating Ruffles chips and crunching the bag and trying to disrupt our show. Okay? There's going to be a lot of people who aren't going to like what I have to say. Let me tell you something. The more that my belief systems test another person's belief systems, the more that they're going to push back. But understand something, everyone. You've got to allow people to have their belief systems, okay? Because you're not going to change them, but what you can change is your location. You don't have to be around people that don't have belief systems that match yours. So anyway, so what he wanted to do was disrupt, right? He didn't like something I had to say, and that's okay. If we want to have everybody liking us, then we are everyone else doing everything else and never going to find ourselves. Remember something, okay? You have one job, and that is to live your passion and purpose, love, honor, and respect yourself.
Yeah,
Jeffrey?
very well said, Daryl. And everyone is at a different point in their journey, and we welcome that. What you will learn when you come through any of these certifications, and you look at it as an intensive, it's to become a different person. Where you're at in your life right now, you are because of what you know, the programming that you've had. This is where you're at in the world, but you can change that. But you have to be willing to take massive personal action to be able to do it.
And you have to understand something. The massive personal action is really important because you are going to have family, friends, and the world try to distract you and disrupt you if you're not going their direction, which would be following the herd. And that's why what happens is you'll feel it, it'll come in, just connect to your breath, 6 seconds in, 7 seconds in, out, and even do this. On the out, somebody taught me, her name is Robin, to on the out go shh, calm the child inside down so that you don't have a tantrum, and then try to come up against the person that's distracting or disrupting you. Try to let it go with peace. And then guess what? It could be a family member, or it could be the government. It could be the medical system. It could be a friend. Guess what? Sometimes you've got to let go. Just let go. Don't go back to that place. Don't keep calling that person. Don't keep hanging around that person. Because guess what? If your beliefs don't match someone else's, and then all of a sudden you had this relationship for like years with them, or even months with them, I don't know how long, and then you decide that you want to bring your vibration up and they don't, understand they don't want you leaving, even with your vibration. So they're going to try to pull you down on a subconscious level. They're not trying to hurt you. It's just, come down here with me. Come down here with me. You ever have somebody go, you're so selfish? Well, that person's saying, hey, your belief systems don't match mine anymore, and I want you to be me. Well, guess what? I can't be anything but me, and I'm going to search for me. And you will search for you all your life because your spirit is pure, okay? But this planet is not pure. This planet is a fun-filled adventure, and guess what? The journey will never end. This is an infinite journey with your spirit. But with your body, you better learn how to love, honor, and respect it, because too many people are selling you off by the pound and they want to make money off of you. And how are they going to do it? Well, first, they're going to get you to chase the dollar till you're 50. And then they're going to take all your dollars from you because now you're full of disease. Okay? All right? Because you had the wrong beliefs. Now you're going to try to buy your way out of disease back to youth. Good luck with that.
Daryl, we're getting close to the 1:30 mark, so we've been on for almost an hour and a half. Tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Central, we're going to be right back here. At least I'm going to be. Daryl, I know you're going to jump on if you can between meetings. And we're going to talk more about the certifications, the trainings, all the information that you would need. We'll go over the schedules in even more detail because, you know what, as we start getting into 2023, we have certifications happening right here in Ixtapa, Mexico. And from Mexico, we're going to Long Island, and the list is going on and on and on. There is so much. There's one thing I want to make sure that everyone gets to hear before we log off here today, and that's on September the 11th, Rethink Life. This is where Dr. Daryl Wolf, you're going to come on and unleashed in a 3-hour masterclass that's going to be happening live. And the people who are taking the Wolf, the whole life certification right here are going to get to be part of that. And that's going to be a 3-hour seminar. So if anyone wants to find out more details about that, go to docofdetox.com, click on the store, and it's actually listed under the body care area, and you can find out all the details about it. Daryl, did you want to talk about anything else as we come to a conclusion of today's show?
No, I just want to see if people can actually get through the day and have a slight smile on their face, connect to the lion heart breath, put their shoulders back, their chin up, and say, what would I do today if I was totally in love with myself? That's it.
Well, what a perfect way to end off the show. You all have the instructions. You know what? If you do that and you feel differently, why don't you go back into the chat on Facebook or wherever you're at and share, what that experience meant to you. Share what that means to you and how you feel. And maybe you'll be invited to be on the show too and be able to share that experience. I don't know if you could top those final words, Daryl, but is there anything else that you'd like to say before we log off today?
One last thing, and that's it. Have you ever noticed that when somebody says smile, even if they're smiling and they love you, you want to give them the invisible finger? That's how much you've been programmed for misery. And I want everybody to get this, okay? I think we should all be smiling at each other, whether we're on the street or in the home or wherever we are, and we should be smiling for ourselves. When you smile, your pH goes up. When you smile, right away you turn on dose, which is dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins, and you shut off hack, which is histamine, adrenaline, and cortisol. Instead of being in flight, fright, you're actually at peace. And that's what I want you to have, is I want you to have peace. And 3, 2, 1, remember, Bravehearts, we got this when we stand together.
Excellent. Thank you so much for all you Bravehearts out there for tuning in today. Thank you, Daryl, for joining us all the way from Puerto Rico. My name is Jeff. I'm here in the studio in Ixtapa, and we'll be on live tomorrow, 5 p.m. Central, and we'll answer all your questions on training, certifications, and anything else that pops into your head. Have an amazing rest of the day. Make it the best day possible. Bye, everybody.
You know, it's not good enough to have the most powerful courses, treatments, and training. We want to deliver to you the adventure of a lifetime that's going to last a lifetime. And I'm going to take you on a little adventure right now and show you what we are going to deliver. What are we going to deliver? We are going to deliver the authentic you, the real you, the genius inside. How would you like to become not just the master of your mind, but the master of your body, the master of your life? You know what? The most important world is your world, and we're about to show you how to create it.
Found Dr. Wolf and all his positivity and trying to reshape our way of thinking and help me be a better person, a better mom, better wife. I'm glad I found him in person in Ixtapa, Mexico.
Never limit yourself to beautiful, because that's what you are. Take a look at this beautiful place. We all deserve beauty in our life. You need to create a new program that is unlimited when it comes to things that are beautiful, things that make you happy, things that make you shine, things that make you feel excited. Let's get excited.
This guy's got something really interesting to say and he's sharing it really openly and just really not caring what other people think, and I just thought that was really empowering.
What I've learned in my life is this: to be the change you wish to be the change you wish to see, Braveheart, you have to understand you take life one step at a time.
Dr. Wolf, as many people will have seen, is very direct and straight and will take you to the edge of the cliff, as he says, and then pull you back just in time.
Never lose your focus. Never lose your dream, because you are the dream maker. It's called image, but guess what? It's your imagination. The image that you hold creates the thought that you live with. That thought creates an emotion that creates a frequency, and we know that the invisible creates the physical. I mean, that's quite obvious. So be the power that you seek, and understand something, that all your thoughts matter. And guess what? Unless you're willing to take a look at those thoughts and retrain your brain, change your personality, you'll never change your reality, and your reality could become infinite.
He's a wealth of information, and I love it.
You were created by your creator to create. So let's create something amazing together.
I found Dr. Wolf and I went, wow, here's a truth speaker. And he spoke to my soul and he spoke truth.
So tell me what you think of the destination that I came up with my imagination to hold the whole life coach certification for you. Understand something. It's all about beauty. It's all about adventure. It's all about stimulating the mind, okay? And understanding that your mind is unlimited. And that is what the whole life coach certification is all about. In the whole life coach certification, we are going to go deeper. We have people coming to us, professionals coming to us, from doctors to nurses to accountants to oil riggers to mothers that want to expand their life. And when they come here, they go, I need to learn to help my family, or I want to improve my business. But guess what? We get into their business. When they leave, they become the change that they wish to see, that they wish to be. They become the gift to the world, because when you can stay in the present, and you can't do that until you have unconditional love and care for yourself. And I'll tell you something right now. I have hardly even found 1 out of 1,000 practitioners, or even so-called whole life coaches, that can hold the present moment and own it and then give it as a gift. And this is what I'm going to give to you. And when you come here, this is where you're going to come into this room when you need to find alignment, you need to find balance, and you need to get back into your lion heart breath, because we're going to go deep into your heart and we're going to become the spark that you seek.
And actually what I really love about Dr. Wolf's teachings is that unconditional love is literally it. And then you're like, how can it be that easy? That's just silly. So, but it's really not.
Come play, come stay, come train with us today. Understand something. I know we have fear, but understand, that's just false evidence appearing real. I get it. Stick your toe in, feel the water, But then I want you to dive right in because
How I found my brave heart was through Daryl. He really teaches you to go within and go in through your heart and not your mind, because your heart's a lot more connected to so much more than your mind. Your mind is just so conditioned and your heart is just so open and beautiful.
you're the answer that you've been looking for. Let me teach you how to fly. What does that mean? First, love yourself, Braveheart. Let's take life in and win.
I had just lost my husband a couple of years ago. With his passing, he gave me the greatest gift to love myself. But Dr. Wolf gave me the greatest gift in understanding that.
I had a dream 3 years ago that I would live in Mexico and I would have this training center, this teaching center, this treatment center that would touch the world. Your dreams are never too big. And when they start to create a little bit of anxiety, turn them into excitement. And get excited because this is your life.
He's the first doctor that I have encountered that has truly given me the truth, and not just half-truths, but the full truth. So it's been revolutionary for me in my healing process.
And this, my friend, when you take on the dream of all dreams and you realize that if you stay connected to your breath, that you can have it all. Do not let anybody take your breath away. Do not let anybody steal your dream, okay? Listen, God gave you imagination. This is your sandbox of life. Take your life back. Right now, we are teaching courses to people that have come from all over the world, and the government is saying you can't travel, you can't breathe, you can't have this, you can't come together. Yes, we will. And we will do it with unconditional love for each other. And we will learn to grow. We will not judge each other. We'll observe and see where we can support each other. But at the same time, we will hold the Braveheart line, because this is the only way that we can grow. So find your roar, because you're so much more. And learn this. You are the unconditional love that you've been looking for. You are the dream maker. I can't wait to see you. We want to become that small piece of the puzzle that brings your dream together. Thank you.